Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Fed Up Over 50. If you're new here, my name is Susan, and I'm recording my weight loss journey, and I'm looking to lose 80 plus pounds in a safe, sustainable way. I am not a doctor or nutritionist, and I'm just sharing my personal journey and what's working, what doesn't work. And today we hit a big milestone. I lost over 20 pounds. So we're going to talk about that, what I eat in a day, and another non-scale victory that made me very happy this week. So again, hello, thank you for being here. And to all of you who have been supporting me and encouraging me all along and leaving comments, thank you so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate having you along for the journey. And so many times when I'm having a really hard time or I'm starting to struggle, I think about the comments people have left me in their own struggles and their encouragement. And I think about if I was in the room with you and you were telling me what was bothering you or what you were having a hard time with, what would I say to you? And then I take that bit of advice and turn it around on myself and I work it. So I really, again, I appreciate you being here. So, yep, 20 pounds this week. It's actually 20.3. I lost 3.6 pounds this week. And I think it's because I did go back to basics. Like I said in my last video, I am using the Weight Watchers digital app for my plan. And I found myself doing little grabs and oversplashing my coffee and some reverting back to some old habits. So I reined that in. And one of the things I did was I stopped using chicken sausage and turkey bacon to try and bump up my protein in the morning. And I cut down on some of the cheese. Yes, I cut the cheese, not all of it, but I cut down how much of that I was eating, down to 2 coffees. And I think cutting back on all that sodium and a little bit of calories is just what I needed to get the weight loss moving again. So that's something that's made me very happy. And the other non-scale victory I had was I got to pull up and wear my size 12 shorts that did not fit last summer. Now they're a torrid 12, and I don't know if I think it's a little different from a regular store 12. It doesn't matter. I was wearing 14, 16. So to be down in a 12 and to be able to breathe and to sit and to move and they're not tight on the legs, I'm thrilled. So between getting the shorts on and meeting a big milestone of 20 pounds, I'm ecstatic. And I started filming these videos March 13th of this year, 2025. So it's been 15 weeks. And I gotta be honest, I feel like now in month 4 that I feel much better about this. It used to be the opposite. I always had, you go through the honeymoon phase the first couple of weeks, you're gung-ho, and that's when you're losing the big pounds. And then you fizzle out. I'm having the opposite where I feel like I struggled more and now I'm more dialed in. And as I've said in other videos, it's usually month 3 to 4 where I blow up all my progress and, go off the rails and start gaining the weight back. So it's the opposite. And I think it's because I finally have the right mindset. I am totally equipped and ready for the work that needs to be done, how long I need to do it for, which is going to be pretty much forever if I want to keep off what I lose. I have to start, well, I shouldn't say have to start because I think I'm already there, where when I make my choices, it's when I'm 50, 60, 70, 80 plus pounds later, I have to eat for that weight and to be able to maintain it. I can't eat for the 220, 230, 240 plus person I was, I can't do that anymore. So the more I wrap my head around that, and I'm also giving myself the time, not trying to rush this process. So I think all those things rolled into one, picking a plan and not deviating, working the plan and getting my exercise in and my steps is really helping. And sometimes I have to say no. Sure, I have to say no to myself. I check my points and my calories. I'm like, I'm getting a little high in the day. And sure, I may want an ice cream or a sweet treat, cookie, but it's a delay, not a denial. I go, not today, maybe tomorrow. You work to fit it in tomorrow. And usually by tomorrow, I don't want it anymore. So that's helping a lot too. So 20 pounds down, working on my steps, tracking on my food, it's all working. So I wanted to do a little what I eat in a week, and I am going to just blow through this really quick. All the details I'm going to put in the description just to save on time. But if you're curious, if you are doing Weight Watchers and you want to know, just get some ideas. And if you're not on Weight Watchers, you get ideas too. I am going to give calories and macros as always. So let me just get into that really quick. This was a Tuesday, and for breakfast, I had my coffee and my sugar-free creamer. I whipped up 2 large eggs with liquid egg whites, added some farmer cheese to that, made a nice big fluffy omelet. I had that with a Thomas's Lite English Muffin, a little bit of whipped butter, and some jam. And that was a Weight Watchers points 5 for that meal, and 387 calories for the total meal. The rest of the macros will be in the description, but I'll give you protein, 28 grams of protein for breakfast. Lunch was a high 10 points on WW. I had a bigger lunch than I normally do, and I browned lean ground beef. I added in some taco seasoning, and then I made a big bowl with beans and corn and sauteed peppers and onions. And I added in a little jarred salsa con queso on that for a little cheese and some Lite Sour Cream. And that was a total of 626 calories and 44 grams of protein. So very, very filling lunch, and it tastes so good. Dinner, I was still pretty full. So I just went and had a container of Oikos Pro vanilla yogurt, and I topped that with some air fried Honeycrisp apple with cinnamon. So it tasted like apple pie. And I just crumbled a Fiber One cinnamon coffee cake bar on top of that. So that total 5 Weight Watchers points and 302 calories, 22 grams of protein. My snacks was another cup of coffee with my sugar-free creamer and 1 scoop of collagen powder. And I accidentally put a teaspoon of sugar in there because I was making my husband's coffee at the same time. And I just threw it in there. So it's counted. Don't worry. It's counted. I made sure. So it was a total of 3 points on Weight Watchers for the snacks, 239 calories, 39 grams of protein. Everything else, I get my steps in. I get my resistance training in. Everything I said I was going to do, I've done. So since I started on March 13th, that's been 15 weeks. I just want to run down what I've lost. So March, I lost 5.2 pounds. April, I lost 5.5. May, I've lost 5.1. And for the month of June so far, it's 4.5. On Weight Watchers, I get 23 daily points, 28 weeklies. And I do accrue activity points. And as you can see here for last week, I still have points left for the week. So I was right on track. So pick a plan, execute the plan. And if you have a hiccup, get back on track the very next meal. That has been saving me a lot through this journey. So if you're enjoying this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, and absolutely leave your comments, concerns, triumphs, challenges, and any ideas you have with more content you'd like to see. I really appreciate all your feedback, and thank you so much for watching. And until next week, bye-bye. Stop recording.